Hi everyone. Hope all is well. This is McNutty here, and today we're doing we're gonna do a season preview and some suggested plays bets for my favorite football team, the Baltimore Ravens, for this upcoming NFL season. And hope all is well with everyone. I know I haven't been as frequent with the videos recently. Yeah, I'm just trying to feel my way through this. Lately I've been struggling a little bit with just like I'm not sure I might do a video on this. I can't promise, but like sometimes like words will get stuck in me. It's like I feel like for me with OCD, it's like it can be like a really annoying like superpower. How like one word or a few words can just get stuck with you, and it's just like so hard to let go. Just continuing practicing, like we said, like Allen Iverson practicing letting go, and yeah, just trying to feel my way through this. And we're definitely trying to trust the process. And with yeah, the OCD coach I'm working with, we're just trying to never rush and slash or do anything because of fear. Yeah, don't let fear dictate, and just try to trust the process. But hey, back to today's video topic. Yeah, so today we're doing a season preview and betting predictions for my favorite NFL team, the Baltimore Ravens. And as I mentioned in the previous Miami Hurricanes video, yeah, with my favorite teams, I put a lot of my bonus bets that I accrue throughout the year on them, so I don't have too much of my money, but I definitely have a pretty significant stake in the Baltimore Ravens. They're my I'm optimistic on the Baltimore Ravens this year. So yeah, so first I'll say the suggested plays I'm on. And as always, it's gambling. Yeah, gambling. We try best. Information odds change. It's very risky. Nothing is guaranteed. Please gamble responsibly. And so here for the Baltimore Ravens plays. So first, so these plays are on DraftKings sportsbooks, and we suggest we at BWI suggest Baltimore Ravens over 10.5 wins, pretty heavily juiced, very juicy. Negative 150, but we like that over 10.5 wins. Also, this next bet is one of my favorite future plays of all NFL season. You don't have to put a lot of money on this to win some good money. And it is Kyle Hamilton, Defensive Player of the Year. Kyle Hamilton, Defensive Player of the Year, 50 to 1 on DraftKings Sportsbook. So it's even $10 if Kyle Hamilton wins Defensive Player of the Year. You would win $500 plus your $10 back. That's one of my favorite bets for the NFL season. Yeah, actually, I'll explain that now, and then I'll explain later why I like the Ravens. So Kyle Hamilton, he's been on the Ravens for a few years. I feel like he hasn't quite hit his potential. Maybe the past 2 years. Back in 2023, 2024, he had an amazing season when we lost in the 2024 AFC Championship game to the Kansas City Chiefs. I mean, he was good even before that, but I feel like he really came on as like I'm here, one of the best, not just safeties but defensive plays in the NFL. And I feel like maybe a little bit injuries. Yeah, even though John Harbaugh will always have a place in Ravens history, haven't been crazy about our coach in the past few years, and our defense definitely regressed. Not, and it's probably not a lot of his fault, but I like the Jesse Minter coaching hire, and Darwin James, who's from the Los Angeles Chargers, who was a very good safety before Jesse Minter. When Jesse Minter became their defensive coordinator, he's had the last 2 years, two of the best years of his career. So kind of upped his game. So I'm hoping Jesse Minter can become the head coach of the Baltimore Ravens, can help up Kyle Hamilton's game to help Kyle Hamilton get back to that 2023, 2024 form, and maybe even a step further. Let's see for Kyle Hamilton. Because Kyle Hamilton, and I feel like Kyle Hamilton can do everything. Yeah, yes, Kyle Hamilton. He is 25 years old, turning 26 next March. Um, yeah, Kyle Hamilton. Oh wow, deception and 3 sacks. And yes, that 2023-2024 season, he had 4 interceptions, one pick return for a touchdown, 13 passes defended, 3 sacks, forced fumbles. So he has regressed a little bit, particularly this past season. Although he's still probably still a very good safety, but I think with Jesse Minter, and I'm also optimistic in the defense. I'll explain the rest of the defense further why I'm optimistic later on in this video. But I think Kyle Hamilton, Defensive Player of the Year. Safeties, I feel like don't win that award a lot, but Kyle Hamilton, we as Baltimore Ravens fans, we know he can make picks, he can break up passes, he can get sacks, he can force fumbles, he can get big hits. Great size for safety, extremely athletic. He can play up in the box, he can play back in the box, he can take risks. He seems very smart. He can get a few sacks. It wouldn't be a shock if he ended up with 4 or 5 sacks, 4 or 5 picks. I mean, for the ceiling, he gets a lot of tackles. So so yes, we at BWI, yeah, we like Kyle Hamilton, Defensive Player of the Year, 50 to 1, $10. If it wins, be 500. So you don't have to put a lot of money on it. I'm optimistic in the Ravens' defense this season. If the defense is a great year, then with Jesse Minter, with what he did with Darwin James, if Kyle Hamilton can have that same leap, I think that's a pretty interesting bet. And then our rookie wide receiver, Jacoby Lane, also in DraftKings Sportsbook, Offensive Rookie of the Year, Jacoby Lane, 65 to 1. This has been buzz through camp. This is kind of bold, but McNutty kind of thinks Jacoby Lane might have more NFL upside than his first round pick college teammate, Makai Lemon. Yeah, that's probably not a conventional take. Jacoby Lane's been uh, creating a lot of buzz at training camp with some outstanding catches, outstanding size. He was only a 3 year player at college and a true 3 year player. Yeah, he was a third round pick, but yeah, that's okay. Yeah, outstanding size. He's 20. He just recently turned. Oh wow, recently turned 22 years old. Oh wow, we almost have the same birthday, me and him. Yeah, 3 year player, good age. I like that pick. I think he has a chance to be Lamar's not just number 2 wide receiver, but to be Action Jackson, number 2 receiving option, even maybe ahead of Mark Andrews. I think that's the upside. Yeah, especially if Isaiah Likely leaving as our number 2 tight end, we could probably use another red zone target. And Zay Flowers, our projected number 1 receiver, who just got a very nice payday. He's more on the smaller side, so it would not shock me if Jacoby Lane ended up with 10 or 12 receiving touchdowns. In his second year at USC, he only had 525 receiving yards and 12 receiving touchdowns. So it seems he already has a knack for the red zone. I like that bet. I'm very optimistic on my Baltimore Ravens this season. Yeah, Jacoby Lane, Offensive Rookie of the Year on DraftKings Sportsbook, 65 to 1. Same thing, $10. If he wins, it would pay $650 back plus your initial $10. Um, and then the last one on DraftKings Sportsbooks, and then we have some plays on other sportsbooks. Our head coach Jesse Minter, Coach of the Year, it's 10 to 1. I've seen Jesse Minter, Coach of the Year, usually around 8 to 1 on average on other Massachusetts sportsbooks. So 10 to 1, you're getting in that double digits. Yeah, we recommend that as a play, just to put a few dollars on some pizza money on 10 to 1. Um, Other plays is on score bet. On score bet, the Baltimore Ravens to have the most regular season wins, and that is plus 900. That's not bad. I've seen them around plus 790. I think on DraftKings plus 790, most regular season wins. I like that plus 900 number. Um, on FanDuel Sportsbook, the Baltimore Ravens to win the Super Bowl plus 1,300 or 13 to 1. I think that's interesting. The Ravens are pretty consistently plus 1,000 or 10 to 1 for the Super Bowl in most sports books, usually around 10 to 1. So you're getting a 30%. That's a 30% more value. I feel like once a few people bet that actually not a few, but probably like once 100 people bet that on FanDuel, that will go down because pretty much every sports book I've seen is 10 to 1. Maybe there's one straggler, 11 to 1, but 13 to 1, 30% more value. Yeah, why not get more value if you can? The Baltimore Ravens are the team I'm heaviest on for the Super Bowl this season. And it kind of reminds me of someone I used to listen to on Sports Grid before they kind of changed. It's sad. It's really depressing. That station really that streaming service really came through for me after my spine fusion surgery of downside, keeping me entertained. But Mark Zinno, funny guy. I remember he used to say, I always hit my head every year. I will not bet on the Baltimore Ravens to win the Super Bowl. I'd say it every year. I will not bet on the Baltimore Ravens to win the Super Bowl. And then they have like, you see this talent. And I feel like on paper since 2020, no, maybe like 2021, like the past 5 or 6 years, like we've probably had a top three or the best roster talent wise, like 3 or 4 of the past years. And John Harbaugh always have a place, but this head coaching change was needed. A lot of my close friends, they know McNutty's been advocating for head coaching change since after the 2024 AFC Championship game against the Chiefs. I thought it would have been bold, but I would have made the move then. If not then, I thought for sure after the playoff loss to the Buffalo Bills the following season, we know Mark Andrews had some costly drops, but we still love Mark Andrews. I mean, hey, it happens, but I would have definitely replaced Hobel then, if not the previous season, but we made the change now. I like John Harbaugh. He seems like a very high character guy. Always have our place in Ravens history. It's probably a debate who's the best coach in Baltimore Ravens history. Not a long history since 1996. John Harbaugh or Brian Billick. I would say Brian Billick. I just like his cockiness, and he really played into that mentality of that late '90s, early 2000s defense with those amazing personalities. Ray Lewis, rest in peace, the Goose, Tony Siragusa, Peter Bowler, Rod Woodson, Jamie Sharper, everyone, Dwayne Stocks, Chris McAllister, Shannon Sharp, Trent Dilfer. It's a lot of awesome personalities. I'm missing so many. Oh, Big J.O. John Ogden. But we made the head coaching change. And then other bets here. So went a little sidetracked there. But hey, we're just trying to feel our way through this. Um, Oh, so Baltimore Ravens. This isn't big odds, but to win the AFC North, to win the division, I like it. Caesars Sportsbook. That's the only one I saw where it's plus money. It's plus 100, but still, it's not juiced. So plus 100 to win the AFC North. Baltimore Ravens on Caesars Sportsbooks. We suggest that play. And also in Caesars, I could not find them for the conference and FanDuel. Yeah, FanDuel's been weird. They have it up for Super Bowl, not for conference, but Ravens to win the AFC conference plus 525 on Caesars Sportsbook. That's the best I've seen. Pretty universally plus 470 to plus 500. Plus 525, you're getting a little bit of value. Everything adds up. Why not get the best number? And that might not be the best number. As always, check your local sportsbooks. Check other sportsbooks. Odds change. We try our best, but I try to do this. To check the main sports books I use to try to get our subscribers, listeners, the best numbers. So that's that. So now I already wanted to detail on the Kyle Hamilton, Jacoby Lane, why we're supporting those. So I won't get those, but now why I'm just so back on. So Mark Zinn always says that because we're talent. It's always tempting to bet in the Baltimore Ravens, but we feel this year might be different. And the head coaching change, Jesse Minter. From what I'm reading, what I'm hearing, letting simmer, I'm hearing good things about Jesse Minter. I did not know much about him before we hired him. First year head coach in the NFL. I probably would have figured with. I mean, we're pretty established our culture and our team's success, especially our regular season success. I feel like we probably would have got someone with a little more experience, but it's okay. Hey, I'm gonna trust the process. I usually agree with the moves our GM DeCosta and our owner Steve Bisciotti do. So we're just gonna trust the process. The head coaching change. Also, our improved offensive line. I'm optimistic on the offensive line this year. Our offensive line was not that good last season, and I really like the draft pick. I won't say his name, but reading the God from Penn State loan. I'm not even gonna try his first name, but that's a really cool name. It's a unique name. Actually, I like it a lot. But I'm optimistic on him from Penn State, hearing good things. I really liked that pick when watching the NFL draft this season. I like the pickup. I think he was in the Jets. John Simpson, projected to be our left guard. Think that's a good pickup. And then we got Roger Rosengarten, another year older. at projected at right tackle. Ronnie Stanley, we still got big Ronnie Stanley, who's outstanding athlete, great size. He's been left tackle for a while, left tackle. And the question is center because we lost Linderbaum, who was a very good center. Probably still is a very good center. I think he went to the Vegas Raiders. But Ethan Pochik, from hearing some pretty good things if he's the starter. And oh wow, he's the same birthday as Jacoby Lane. But Ethan Pochik, and then we got Andrew Voorhees as a backup guard. I think, yeah, he's more better as a backup in a backup pole position. He started for us a lot the past few years. Emory Jones Jr. also projected as a backup. So yeah, the question is probably the center. Besides the center, it's Stanley left tackle, Simpson left guard, Lone right guard, Rosengard right tackle. I think that's very solid. And then Ethan Pochik, yeah, I think I'm hearing good things. So he might not be Linderbaum, but I like the offensive line. Um, and then another point, oh, Declan Doyle is offensive coordinator. I know, uh, yeah, yeah, Declan Doyle is offensive coordinator. It's especially in the 2023-2024 season, Todd Monken, when he came here to Baltimore, he made noise, and he's a very good offensive coordinator. And congratulations to Todd Monken getting a head coaching job for the Cleveland Browns. But I think actually some change might be good. Our offense, the whole team was weird last year. We had so much talent, and we finished 8-9. Also, LJ8 missed quite a few games, and he wasn't himself, I feel like, when he played. But Declan Doyle, new offensive coordinator, I think we need a fresh start. He was he was the Chicago Bears offensive coordinator last year. For what I'm hearing, he likes getting his running backs involved in pass catching. And I've always kind of thought this. I think Derrick Henry's a better pass catcher than he gets credit for. So I think that could be interesting. And I know Derrick Henry's 32, turning 33 in January, and he's had a lot of usage, but like I feel like Derrick Henry, you can't. I know the age cliff for running backs and the usage, but like Derrick Henry he's different. He's probably not the best running back of all time. Maybe he will be at one point, but he's Derrick Henry. He's himself. There probably hasn't been a running back like him in NFL history. He's unique. Like Derrick Henry's unique in his own way. Barry Sanders was unique in his own way. He's like that type of dude. Like he's King Henry. And when you look at King Henry's efficiency as a pass catcher, he's been pretty efficient. Last year, 15 catches, 21 targets, 150 yards. Season before, 19 catches, 22 targets, 193 yards, two receiving touchdowns. Very efficient. The two previous seasons in Tennessee, 28 catches, 36 targets, 33 catches, 41 targets. And from what I'm hearing is Declan Doyle's talking about maybe getting Derrick Henry more involved in the passing game, especially if Isaiah Likely leaving, Mark Andrews getting a year older. And I think that could be interesting. I think that could be, yeah, interesting. Oh, actually, you just hit me. I forgot. I know I recommended Devon Achane for the Miami Dolphins Offensive Player of the Year. I didn't. I forgot to put it here. I did bet a few shekels for Derrick Henry to win Offensive Player of the Year. I think it was 22-1. Let me check. I think I just put like $10 on it, but I do have Derrick Henry for Offensive Player of the Year too. Let's see. And I believe it's on DraftKings. I'll tell you what the odds are. But I like taking a little shot on him for Offensive Player of the Year, especially if what we're suggesting comes true and he gets a lot more involved in the receiving game. Yep, 22-1. Derrick Henry, Offensive Player of the Year. He's already won the award once before. I wouldn't mind putting a few dollars on that. So yeah, we like that too. So that's that's that. And yeah, also, Declan Doyle, he's very young, which isn't a bad thing. Jesse Mint is young too, and I think this offense might be a little different. The offensive line, we got Jacoby Lane. I think Rashad Bateman might bounce back. I think Rashad Bateman and Devontae Walker, 3-4 role, that could be interesting. And then we got, is it Surratt from Indiana Hoosiers, rookie 4th-round pick wide receiver. He could be okay. And I like what's his name, a rookie tight end. I think he could be interesting. Probably not a stud, but I think his name's Matthew Hibner from SMU, who I think was a 4th-round pick. Yeah, yes, Matthew Hibner. Matthew Hibner from SMU, 4th-round pick. Yeah, he had some solid receiving production his past 2 years at SMU, so he could help for the loss of Isaiah Likely. And we have Durham Smythe, who's a pretty solid blocker. So yeah, I think this offense is intriguing. Other reasons I'm optimistic: say less, Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry. If Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry are healthy, this team definitely has a chance to have the best record in the regular season. And I know it's out, yeah, about Lamar and his playoff stuff. Does he get happy feet sometimes in big games? He actually has had a few amazing playoff games. Sometimes he's struggled a little bit, but you have Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson. You have a chance to win the Super Bowl, to have the best regular season record. Also, we have projected to be an easy schedule. Our two divisions, the AFC North plays, is the AFC South and the NFC South, which is widely regarded as the two weakest divisions. And I think the Baltimore Ravens can start 6-0. The toughest game I see in the first 6 games is against the Dallas Cowboys. And I feel like the Dallas Cowboys are more a dome team, and that game is in Baltimore, not in Dallas, in a dome. So I like that. And then another reason why I'm super optimistic on my Baltimore Ravens is the defense. Throughout Baltimore Ravens history, we are known for defense. Like, yeah, like football fans know, Baltimore Ravens defense, players come and go, but we're always a physical defensive team. Whether it started with Ray Lewis, Peter Boulware, Rod Woodson, yeah, Tony Siragusa, Sam Adams, go on with Adelius Thomas, Bart Scott, T Sizzle, Terrell Suggs, Chris McAllister, um, yeah, Kyle Hamilton now, and Roquan Smith, and yeah, our defense was just not good last season. It was weird. We did not have a good defense. I expect a significantly improved pass rush. Love the Trey Hendrickson pickup from the Cincinnati Bengals. I know we took a lot of non-Baltimore Ravens fans were like mad at the Ravens for avoiding the trade for Max Crosby, saving 2 first-round picks, and getting a comparable pass rusher without giving up draft capital and Trey Hendrickson. But I like the Trey Hendrickson side, and that's major. I also like year 2 outside linebacker defensive end Mike Green. He had 3.5 sacks as a rookie last season, was not a full-time player. The 2 seasons ago before, he had 17.5 sacks. It was at Marshall University, which is kind of low Division One. I think Randy Moss went to Marshall, but it's still Division One. It's low D1, and 17.5 sacks in it's probably a 12-game season. That's bonkers. Going to year 2, I think McNutty thinks Mike Green could be underrated. I wouldn't be surprised if he gets like 8 or 9 sacks this season. And also a healthy Namdi Matabuke. Namdi Matabuke, he hasn't been himself the past 2 years. He was hurt. I think he only played 7 games, had 2 sacks last season. But he was a force, and he got paid big time after that 2023-2024 season. And yeah, Namdi's only 28, turning 29 during the season, but he had 13 sacks, big time playmaker, 2 forced fumbles, 2023, 2024. He's only 300 pounds for defensive tackle, but super athletic for defensive tackle, big time disruptor. Hearing good things, reports that he's healthy out of training camp. So I think that's 3 significant contributors to the pass rush that we did not have last season. And as far as from what I've seen, I think the only really loss on the pass rushing side was Draymond Jones, a linebacker who had 7 sacks. He signed with the New England Patriots, and I don't think he's even as good as any of these 3 guys. So I see that pass rush improving significantly. Also, we like our secondary. I think the secondary could be a major disruptive. And now you got the secondary more healthy. And now you got a pass rush helping them, and it'll free up guys like our middle linebacker who's like Ray Lewis Jr. He's not Ray Lewis, but Roquan Smith. He's kind of similar personality. And pass rush, Zion Young, rookie 2nd-round pick too. Look for him to contribute too. Rookie 2nd-round pick, defensive end, 6'5", 260 pounds. So that's 4 expected new contributors to the pass rush. And secondary, we added Jalen Hawkins, who was outstanding for the Patriots last year. Safety, kind of overachieved. 4 picks, 6 passes defended. I like that, and that might even free up Kyle Hamilton more. Because when McNutty's looking at the depth chart here, they're projected Jalen Hawkins at strong safety, Malaki Stocks, who's going into year 2. He was our 1st-round pick last year, and he did okay. and I was really high on Milwaukee Stocks when we drafted him last season. And they have Kyle Hamilton as kind of Roman at nickel. Obviously, he's going to be like every down player pretty much, unless he needs a break. But that could be dangerous. You're freeing up Kyle Hamilton to just be creative. Then at corners, we have Nate Wiggins and Marlon Humphrey, and I like our backup corners, T.J. Tampa and Chidobe Awuzie, who I think was on our team last year. He came over from Titans, and I think he's better than people think. Yeah, he came over from the Tennessee Titans. He did. He was on our team last year. Our secondary could be dangerous, and now you got a pass rush to help them out. And I'm not even saying like last season we had hardly any pass rush. I think we might go having from a below average pass rush, like significantly below average, to like one of the best, maybe like top 6 or 7. Just teams in the league, and we could have a top 3 or 4 secondary. So our defense, we probably around, if I had to guess, this 23 to 25th position out of the 32 NFL franchises last season. I feel like we could have a top 5 defense this season. And defense does swing a lot from year to year. And one of my best friends, Michael, has always told me this, and I kind of agree. So that's that secondary. Yeah, the concerns with investing in these Baltimore Ravens plays, I don't see many concerns. The two concerns would be LJ Lamar Jackson's health. If he goes down, it's significant change, whether it be Tyler Huntley, Joe Fagnano, a quarterback, like drastic. Like with Lamar Jackson in this year's schedule, I feel like we can win 14 games, 13 to 14. I would not bet on that, but like I feel like we can. Without Lamar Jackson, we're probably like a 7-10 team. It's that drastic, even with this schedule. And then our kicker, Tyler Loop, going to his second year, 88% accuracy last year. Overall, had a pretty solid season, but he missed a huge kick that cost us potentially defeating the Pittsburgh Steelers in a Week 18 game for the division. And I think it was like a 43 or 44 yarder. It wasn't an easy kick. It was kind of cold up, but it wasn't that tough a kick, and he completely missed it. And I worry about the second year kicker's mental state, even though he had a pretty solid rookie season, but he missed a huge kick. Those are my only two concerns. Besides that, McNutty is we're kind of all in the Baltimore Ravens, and I've been victim like Mark Zeno, especially because they're my favorite team. Although luckily I put a lot of my bonus bets, and I start that as soon as the NFL season ends. So like if the Ravens don't win or if they don't get close and I don't get a hedging opportunity, I don't lose much of my money. And that's nice thing. Even though I put a lot of bonus bets in the Ravens, like 10-1, 13-1, whatever for the Super Bowl, then if they make the AFC Championship game something, you can hedge and guarantee something no matter what. Um, yeah, and hedging is where once your bet comes close to hitting, your odds in the favor, you bet on the other team so you kind of win no matter what. It takes away some of your potential winnings. Um, so that is my takes on my favorite NFL team, the Baltimore Ravens, going into this upcoming season. They are my heaviest stake for this upcoming NFL season. I have a lot of bonus bets. You know, it's been sad. I haven't been getting many recently the past 2 months from the sports books, but I have a lot of bonus bets. I've been accruing since the end of last football season on the Ravens. We are super excited. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for watching. As always, please gamble responsibly. This is very risky. Odds change. We try our best. If you need help, you can always call 1-800-GAMBLER. Again, 1-800-GAMBLER. Thank you so much for your time. Until we meet again, have a great day. McNutty.